Good afternoon, and welcome to today's episode of Winning with Customer Service. And I'm live here, excited to be here. Welcome everyone that's joining. Welcome Millie Fujana. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Customer Service Hub. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Yes, let's wait for some more people to join before I bring in my guest today. She's already here. The delectable My Customer Service Hub. I'm excited to have her here today and to interview her on mistakes that businesses make in customer service. She's here, she's ready. I'll bring her up anytime soon. Let's just wait for a second to get others to join, okay? All right. Um, Please, for those here already, kindly share the stream to as many people that you can share it to. Let them know that we're live and we're here and we are good to go. Okay, let me just invite as many people as I can. All right. All right, also those watching, please do share with as many as you can share with. Let them know that we're here and we'll be sharing some good stuff. Susan Moore, welcome. Susan, I'm going to be having you on this program soon. Just in a bit, I will be having Susan Moore. Susan Moore is also my customer service colleagues, as is my customer service hub also, Chidima. Uh, we're all in the space together. All right, let me bring my guests up immediately. All right, so my customer service hub, what you do is send me a message to be on the live, and I would accept you on, okay? Styles and Stitches, welcome. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. It's a wonderful afternoon here where I am. How is it at your own end? Okay, give me a minute. Let me see if I can. All right. So I'm bringing my guest on today, and we'll be talking about mistakes that businesses make in customer service. Yay! See how you brightened the screen. My dark self. You just came on and made everything bright.
Hello, good evening. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Welcome. How are you?
I'm fine, Angie.
Awesome. How are you doing today? How's the family? How's your family?
Yeah, we're fine. We're good. Thank you.
Okay, so like I said, you brighten the screen. That's how it is when we bring in good customer service to any conversation.
Yeah.
It just changes and brightens up whatever business relationship that is.
Thank you.
Welcome again. All right, so let's meet you. Let everyone who's watching on this call right now know who you are. And then my first question to you would be, after telling us who you are, my first question would be, how did you get into customer service? Did customer service find you, or you found customer service?
Okay. Well, my name is Chidima Ibe. I'll say I'm a customer service consultant, both by certification and experience. And even though for some years now, I spend more time studying as well as I'm working, but I spend more time studying. So currently I'm still on a research in terms of international customers, and after doing quite few businesses in Nigeria while working, so I felt the need that if you have to expand, then you have to understand how the international market works. So I'm currently where I'm researching more on international customer / marketing. Yeah.
Fantastic. So you had both the educational experience and the work experience of customer service. So does it mean that you found customer service and it didn't find you?
I would say customer service found me and I took the part because I started working as early as when I was in first year in the university, and the first job I had was a receptionist. So being in front of the, I would say the front desk of a company, it started exposing me to companies, and throughout my years in the university, all I did was be in the front line of all the companies I've worked with. So my role in all the businesses I've been to and in all the companies I've worked for both global and international organizations, is I'm always in between the client and the organization. So I've always been in the forefront. So it became something I enjoy. I love to be with the customers, and like I feel like I can't do well if you place me somewhere. And sometimes I look at people, I'm like, how do you succeed when you're not seeing the customers? Like, you're not interacting with them. It's fun, even though some people think it's crazy and hard work, but for me it's fun. Yeah.
Exactly. So customer service is already who you are.
Yes.
It's innate in you.
Yes.
You rather work with people than work with machines.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, it's become part of my life to the point that even if I enter any small shop to buy biscuits, I'm conscious, like, how are they attending to me? What's it doing? Like, my
Mm,
subconscious mind is always judging all the businesses pertaining to
true.
their customer service. Yeah.
True, true. Well, that's good. Good to hear that. So you mentioned something that when you were talking, and you talked about how you are now doing a research,
Yeah.
and the research is on customer service on a global scale. So the topic today we're discussing is mistakes that organizations make in delivering customer service. So I'll let you go on and shoot in the next few minutes on what are the mistakes. We said we're going to talk about 5 of them. What are some of the mistakes that businesses make and how can they be corrected? Go ahead, Chidima.
Okay. When it comes to mistakes businesses make in terms of customer service, there are quite a lot of them. But for the purpose of this live video, I simply have to prepare 5 and to make sure that I don't deviate. So number 1 on my list is lack of empathy. So when I say lack of empathy, some people confuse sympathy with empathy. I've had a session where I was trying to differentiate between sympathy and empathy. Like, I mean, for the customers, you don't just feel sorry for them, you empathize. And now, what is actually empathy? You cannot properly define empathy without adding the need to extend a hand of support. You can feel sorry, you can be in their shoes, you can do whatever you want to do. But until you prefer a solution, until you offer to solve that situation, there is no empathy. So most businesses lack empathy. And before a business, like some of the businesses online, they actually think like, oh, I felt sorry, oh, I understood what it's doing, oh, this is this. But if you're not providing solution to whatever it is, whether it's your fault, whether it's the customer's fault, empathy has not taken place. And
True.
number 1 step to bringing empathy in customer service is removal of biasness.
Mm,
Now, in trying to remove biasness, there is something I always say when I was working and even in my business. Because I myself, for example, I will say I'm skilled as a business person or as a customer service personnel. It doesn't mean I'm skilled in other parts of the business, but I always say that if I should attain the level to becoming skilled in this aspect, it means I have general knowledge and I am literate enough to know when someone is doing something good or bad. So that applies to customers. So now some people be like, okay, maybe because you are techie, your business is about tech, and now a customer is trying to understand and asking many questions, and in your head you're already feeling like, in what age are you? Like, why can't you understand this is something very simple? Like, I don't even understand this person who doesn't use social media in this age.
mm,
Like, you don't even know. But it doesn't mean that that particular customer is dumb or is anything, because if you go to his field of learning, you will also become a fool or a dumb person.
true.
So trying to understand that you are just a professional in your field. So people that come to you are not professionals will help you to understand that they're not dumb. Even if they ask 1 million questions, you have to answer it. In fact, customer service, you are there to solve problem. If there is nothing to solve, then why are you there? So, and the only way you will start is removing biasness. It doesn't matter what they know and what they don't know, their level of understanding or not. And again, it starts with active communication. Now, there was a time I also said something like, in active communication, a lot of people are doing, you say you multitask. You don't multitask in front of a customer. For me, it doesn't show attentiveness. It doesn't show you're interested. It doesn't show you, even me, like if I'm talking to someone and you are like, yes, I can hear you. That's divided because I can use it against you. And one thing you will know is that customers are smart because me, I'm also a customer to someone. I know what to use against you being in that field. So customers can lie, customers can do anything. So if you're not giving me your 1% attention, I can claim tomorrow that that was not what I did after you were making a call or you were pressing the laptop. So how sure are you that you got what I'm saying? So in active communication, you have to listen properly, remove all biasness, and then admit or acknowledge customers' concern. Don't be too quick to say or to find who is at fault.
At fault.
Yes, because most times the problem is not our fault. But most times don't be too quick to be like, oh, it's not our fault. Oh, it's your fault. Why didn't you do this? Acknowledging concerns is different from trying to find out whose fault it is. So it's more or less like saying, so the problem is your product is broken. Okay, fine. So in this say, you haven't said we didn't package it well. Neither have you said you didn't receive it well or you opened it roughly. You have only acknowledged that there is a problem. So learning to acknowledge their problem first, because it helps to calm down even if an angry customer, because the customer feels like, okay, fine, you get in there.
Somebody understands me.
Yes, we get into where we are talking about because you've acknowledged that there was a problem first. And then you create a genuine connection. Just because we preach customer service, a lot of people have it in their head. It's customer service. So we just have to do it for doing sake. Like, you have to be genuine. You're a human being. Like, even when you're fake, sometimes they see it. They just know that you just want to settle them. You just want to kill this case and let it go. You just want to just have it all and let it go. And when you acknowledge that there is a problem, it gives you the hand to start asking, now what's the solution? And that is where you get to where empathy lies. Because there is nothing I can do. There is always a solution.
True.
Even if you can't do anything about the current something he has, saying things like, okay, I'm going to offer a discount on this, I'm going to offer, or I'm going to do this. It's an offer or anything, or say, I'm going to give you, I have a free something, like, just compensate in any way you can. You may not be able to compensate on that particular thing or that particular problem, but you must solve the problem. And it's only when you understand empathy, because when you put yourself in the person's shoes, you ask yourself, what could I have done to remedy this situation? Or just, so even if at all you didn't provide the solution immediately, you can say, okay, let me see what I can do to remedy this. And in trying to see what you can do, always remember that it has to be resolved as quickly as possible and at first contact. Because there is already a problem, allowing them to call you back again or making a second contact, like they say, resolving every solution at first contact. So you make sure that it will lead to more problem as well. And honestly speaking, sometimes people say they don't know how to deal with angry customers, but when I deal with angry customers using empathy, they are the best kind of customers, because those are the customers that will give your business that kind of review you're looking for, because you were able to solve a problem. Come to think of it, if I buy something from you online, you delivered, I received it, I'll say, oh, thank you for delivering my goods. I really appreciate. Nice. And then someone else buys and then start complaining that dispatch rider didn't arrive on time and so and so, and you start calling and say, okay, at the end of the day, you were on it, you kept on calling, even if it takes extra of your time, and you kept the customer saying, don't worry, I'll do the call. You keep updating the customer and saying, I am sorry, the dispatch rider has to arrive late.
I'm following up.
Yes, how do you think we can make this better for you? Trust me, when the customer tries to give you a review, you will say, it's not even the receiving, but how you made sure. So that
and they were not left stranded.
Yes, that shows the extra work you did. That is what distinguishes your business to the other business. Because why? There is no business with like perfection. Like there's no perfection in any business. Even if you give your 100% customer service, you will still encounter all these problems. I will say when I was working for big organizations, we still have to go to legal. There are still customers who have their cases in court, but it doesn't mean that we still don't offer professional services. And even some of the products that we dealt with, which are international products that came to the country, sometimes even the manufacturers will tell you to fire the customer. But in essence, it simply means that it doesn't mean that they're not doing their best, but it tries to say that you cannot completely remove these problems, but you can do your best to be the best in that service, so that when people are looking for where to go, you will be number one, because you were able to work very well towards reducing this and being number one in that field. And empathy is one of the ways, because if you don't put yourself in their shoes, it will be difficult to understand them and even prefer solution that will work.
Fantastic. So number one mistakes organizations make is to deal with customers with a lack of empathy.
They offer sympathy sometimes because they don't really understand, but sympathy is even dangerous because it's more emotional. So it can set you up for a trap where you start feeling too emotional because it's still a business and all. So, but empathy is just the path that leads you towards making sure that you provide solution for every problem that comes your way.
Fantastic.
So that is one.
Yes.
And I would say number two is long process of service.
Cumbersome service processes.
Yes, you can say that.
Yes.
Well,
I can tell you that before you continue, I can tell you that banks in Nigeria are on this table. If you lose your ATM card and you want to get it back, you will come from the gate, climb upstairs, meet somebody downstairs, go and sign there. You touch 5 points up and down, not on the same floor, on the same row. They'll just make sure you go around the bank 10 times before you go out because you lost your ATM card. Very cumbersome process.
And I don't know, sometimes this long process of service and cumbersome process of service, small business owners even start adopting it because I understand what the tech is doing. Everybody wants to have a link in their bio. Everyone wants to have, with the initiation of landing pages, sales pages, operating this, go to DM and everything. So everybody wants to feel like you well standardized, like everything is so standard. So to the point that I decide to leave all these things, slide into your DM to say, I just saw this. Is it available? I just saw this means maybe you just posted it like 2 days ago. I think at that situation, it's very easy to simply say yes or no. But if you want to know more, you can now click a link. But answer that question first. But someone will just tell me, Ma, the link to the business is in our bio. That's where you get everything. You've discouraged me.
I mean, they're not interested in you, even that you are wasting their time. Go to the bio.
You've discouraged me. Like, you've discouraged me because my personality is, although I'm coming to that, is because it's part of the mistakes I want to point out. Because my personality, when I'm myself, is different from my personality when I'm being a customer service person. And my personality is a very strict person. I like everything fast. If you say you're going to do this, I'll start counting the time for you. So I want everything to be up and doing. But sometimes they'll be like, I already put this here. Why do you ask so much questions? Someone asked me, why do customers ask so much questions? But you're there to answer. You've put the link there, they still ask you questions. You have to answer. Like, sometimes I'm like, it's like you don't understand the customers. They will do the worst, but that is why there is a role called customer service. Because if the role doesn't exist, maybe by now, customer service would have been completely be replaced by AI or all this chat. But you can't do without human being in customer service. Because, for example, even when you're chatting with a chat box, sometimes when I'm chatting with a chat box, I purposely give cumbersome answers just for you to take me to the real person, because you're not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And eventually, the chat box will still take you to the real human being that will serve you. So the long processes of, okay, ma, or you start trying to showcase that your business is so standard. The person that is confirming payment is not available. When he confirms it, I will let you know. Don't worry, it takes so time to so time. Fine, it takes so time. But you are trying to make it look standard. I am saying this because I'm very sure so many businesses do it because they want to appear professional. If you have not built one big company, there are some things you should exclude. Like, I'll say it's fine, but at some certain stage, you do some certain things to beat your opponents. Maybe because these people are so like that because they're very large. Now, if I'm not very large, I should do extra, at least until I get there.
True.
So if I'm coming to a big company, in my head, I already know that the process will not be easy because it's many. But if I'm coming to someone who is selling on Instagram, you appear there every day to create content, and you're making it
cumbersome.
for me.
That's the word.
Like, you are discouraging me immediately. Like, sometimes I ask myself, if your business is not monopolized, I'm sorry, but I won't waste your time. Like, I don't stress. In fact, because I believe that there is always someone better. I found you means maybe at that point, that's what I can find. So if you fail to serve me immediately, I will take my time to do more research. Because for me, is already a start off of showing that I don't know how this business deal will go. If we're already starting off like this, I don't know how the end will be, and I'm not in for it. I don't have time for it. So reducing it's trying to make it so cumbersome is not that professional. When I studied digital marketing, in creating a website and all these links, part of the things we were taught is that in a customer journey, that you make sure that the customer doesn't have to take so many journeys before it gets to you. Because one, in taking the journey, they might get distracted. Another thing, while trying to take your journey, another advert may flash at their face. You follow it and go. While trying to wait for something else, someone else might cut their attention. While taking the journey itself, clicking or waiting to load, someone might talk to them, they left. I received a message from seller one time telling me that someone tried to buy your product but couldn't succeed and left. So once I received the message, I texted them immediately. So immediately I texted him, he was like, oh, I was just distracted. I will do it again next time. So you find out that distraction can happen within seconds and minutes. So you don't want to allow such distractions by giving your customers a long period of time.
That space.
Yeah, that space to get distracted at any slightest chance. So you have to make sure that you reduce the too many clicks, too many go from here to here, too many. And some people, it's your DM, it's your WhatsApp. So you say, to make an order, click the link to my WhatsApp. I come to DM, you say, go to my WhatsApp. I'm already here. You can as well just give me all the details I need, and then before I go to WhatsApp. But don't let me just leave without getting me hooked.
Yes.
Else you're losing me.
I agree.
So, if, like what I said, one business owner told me, I have up to 500 customers. I can't do that. I'm like, 500 is too little. But maybe it sounds too big to you. But if you can't, then it's a sign for you to find partners or hire a professional. If you think you cannot do this, it's simply a pure sign for you to hire a professional. Like, It's no longer something you alone can do. And the more you bring in people to help you, it means you have created more time for your business, you've created more money for your business, and you have created a channel for more customers to come in. And the third, okay, you want to say something?
Yeah, so we've done two now.
Yes.
Two mistakes that organizations make. One, dealing with lack of empathy, and two, having cumbersome processes. Yes. So they need to reduce those processes. Let's go with 3 and 4 and 5.
Then the number three is not having, I call it not having a person-centered service. Now, this mistake is what I figured out in my own personal experience for years, working for organizations and having my own businesses. So I don't know the best name to give it, but I name it person-centered service because it's just something I figured out on my own. Now, what do I mean by person-centered service? A lot of customers have different personalities and different ways. So now I've had situations, like I said, I worked for a global organization and we are more like the frontline people, like you. If any customer is coming in, you're coming to us. Now, customers knows all the people that they can be assigned to or their advisors. Now, customers call on phone and request for specific people. Customers come in and say, I don't want to talk to this person. I want to sit here. Now, in all this, I realize that it's not like I'm the happiest or I'm the so much or I'm the best person for all this role or anything. But the point there is person-centered service simply means some customers sit in your front and start like, my daughter has been in school since morning. I haven't even had anything to do. And maybe you are in a haste and there are other people waiting. So you want to cut the customer short. Trust me, if you absolutely cut her short, she will look at you like you're such a horrible person. You don't even want to listen to her story.
You don't care. It goes back to the empathy.
Like nothing. Like you don't even feel for her. Or maybe she came to them and she's telling you that they're preparing for their son's birthday next tomorrow. And then after 1 week, she came back again and you didn't even bother to say,
and you didn't ask, how did it go?
Like, to that customer, you are such a horrible person. He will just sit like this and be looking at you. But for her mind, like,
this one doesn't care.
You don't care. And then there are customers that immediately they are getting to your front. All they want to see you do is stand up, get to work, start providing everything they want immediately. And now sometimes people misinterpret it. They be like, this man doesn't smile. This man, no nonsense man. Like, no, but it's just their personality. And trust me, if you serve them according to how they would like it, they would definitely, they keep coming back because they feel like these people understands that I don't have time. This person knows that once I come. In fact, now, just because I already know how this customer behaves and how this, if I should know or understand that this customer is coming, once I see the customer, I adjust, I get everything ready. So in some situations, we even call customers and say, oh, you're coming in today. I want to make, you start making sure that things, and when they come in, they're very happy, like extremely happy. They're not a bad people. This one is not a talkative. This one is not maybe a mean person. It's just understanding how they like their different needs to be met. And this is more specific for service businesses. Let's even take, for instance, a barbing salon or a hair salon. There are customers who will sit in your shop and they want to discuss your whole family with you, asking you about that, your auntie. And there are people who will come and sit. No matter what you say, they're just waiting for their turn to reach and everything. So
true.
If you don't really understand how their mind, like for me, I may not be the one that talks too much when I enter your business, but trying to show a concern that you know I'm there is okay for me. For example, if between all those busy times, if you like, Ma, please, I'm still coming to you. It's just 1, 2, 3, and I'll be there. But some people will absolutely forget about you.
Yeah. Like you don't exist.
They will be like, it's never yet her turn now. Even if it's not yet my turn, communicate, say something. At least make the person feel seen.
Feel important.
Yes. So in trying to serve customers, understanding their persons, I totally agree that this might work for customers you've known before. So let's say a customer is entering your office or your organization, or even dealing with you online for the first time. Personally, for me, because most of the customers I've dealt with my businesses are online. Immediately you hit my DM or make inquiry, the first thing I do is to go to your page. Your page tells me how to deal with you. It shows me the kind of person you are. In fact, I go through your page to the point that I even read your captions. I want to see, I'm trying to know the personality and
how your mind works.
With. Yes. So it's not easy, but sometimes you'll be like, this person is someone that likes shouting. No, it's not my personality, but we'll do it. He's already shouting you. Oh, my dear. Oh, thanks, sis. I keep trying to meet up with all those things, but because you want to keep the customer. So, because if not, they will see you as cold.
Yes. And you don't want your customers to see you as cold.
Exactly.
They'll take money from you.
And if the customers are the customers that are like maybe they are very professional, they want to hit the point, and you already there shouting, "Thank you, sis." Okay, my dear. They'll be like, "This one, what's all this?" Like, they'll be like, "Why are you trying to warm up? Who is your dear? Who is your sis?" So understanding customers on personal basis is not easy, but like I said, if it starts becoming cumbersome, that's why you need to hire a professional, someone whose job is to totally
or even get trained on it.
Exactly.
Get trained professionally on it.
Trained professionally, because sometimes business owners doesn't understand that little things like this matters. Because in my company where I worked before, you will see managers, your AR managers, GMD. Customers want to talk to them direct because they feel they have the power. At the end of the day, GMD is coming back to you to tell you, please go and deal with him. I don't have his time. And then sometimes you are set in the middle because the company wants you to be on their side and the customer wants you to be on their side. So that's where you understand that customer service requires extra skill to balance this out without hurting these people and without hurting these other people. Because you have been put there to make sure that these people stays. And so understanding how they work personally and giving them a person-centered service should be something that business owners, and if you don't know, ask.
True.
A simple question. Ask. So ask them, "Ma, are you in a hurry? Ma, how long do you have to be here?" So that you don't end up wasting their time and not serving them. Stuff like that. Just ask questions. They will answer you and it makes the work easier. And the fourth one I would say is personality interference.
Personality interference.
Yes. Personality interference for me is still, from my own perspective, from my own experience and what I've gathered over the years working and also doing businesses. Personality interference is allowing your person or who you are, person, to come in between you and customers. Now, personality interference is, like I would say, me personally, I'm a very quiet person. I just like to do things strictly, keep to time, and do all those things. I'm not really an extrovert sometimes, especially among strangers. So you may not find me talking and chatting, laughing much. So if I take this to customers, I may fail.
Definitely.
So if I take this personality to customers, I may fail. So sometimes I sit and tell people, the person I am at the customer service desk, this is a different person I am when I'm at myself. So, and that helps me when customers are angry. So sometimes there was a time a colleague was like, "Look at what the customer tell me. Look at it." I say, when customers shout and get angry, I say, they're not shouting at me. They're shouting at the business. So don't take it personal. So
true.
It is not me, it's the business. So stop allowing your personality or who you are to come in between you and business. You should always assume the business. So if the name of your business is ABC Company, you should always think of yourself as ABC.
True.
So if this customer is angry, if this customer is behaving like this, what do I do to make sure that ABC stays? How do I make sure that I
So,
watch
so
out?
I'm not going to cut you. I'm not cutting you, Chidima, but I just want to chip in there that, like I tell people in my trainings, when the customer is angry, most times, they are not angry at you.
Yes.
They're angry at the processes.
Yes.
We talked about in the mistakes just now, we talked about having cumbersome processes and having services that are not people-centered,
Yes.
having resolution processes that are not
Yes.
empathic. You know, when you have all this, the people are angry at that and not
Exactly.
you. You are
Yes.
just in that position delivering the
Yeah.
process.
Yes.
So, like you said, to save yourself, take yourself out of the situation and see it as, oh,
It's
that
the
anger is at the
yes.
process and not at me. And that helps.
Yes. 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 So it's the personality, because normally your personality doesn't go well with everybody. You are not friends with everybody.
True.
Everybody is not your friend. There are some
They're
people
not
you
ice
say, oh,
cream,
you see, say,
even.
eh?
They're not ice cream, so
And
everybody will not
yeah.
like you.
So there are some people you see, you say, oh, I don't really like this person. I don't like the way they behave. If you take that personality to business, you will see customers and say, I don't like the way this person is doing. I don't. How will you attract, like, how would the business, like, how do you keep customers with that personality? So in fact, when I was growing in the customer service, I found myself defending some things ordinarily I would frown at in the past. And people
Yes.
were like, no, there is no excuse. I said, no, that's how they are. You don't judge them. Have you even met them? Because why? You try to remove who you are. Maybe outside that organization, you will still be friends with such people. But
True.
because you have taken, this is the business, I want to keep you, I want us to be friends. In fact, you become a scholar to your customers. You want to learn them, you want to understand them, you want to see what they like, you want to try what they like. And oh, there are some customers that come and look at you and be like, oh, I love your nails. Where did you make it? They spark up a conversation. Maybe you're not, but some customers, some people see customers and judge their look. They don't look the way you like. They don't dress the way you expect or you believe to be right. You judge them. No. Like, the customers will go where they are accepted. So,
Yes. Say that again. Some people at the back need to hear.
of course, customers will go where they are accepted.
Accepted.
So, you want to make sure that you are not allowing your personality, your own personal belief, or what you think is this to interfere in your business. So, removing your personality and whatever it is, get trained, like I would say, because I will also say that with me doing all these things, I received a lot of training. In fact, I had a 3-day section during my time on empathy alone. On empathy
Mm.
alone. So getting trained will help you to know, even to identify personalities. We were even trained to look at somebody and be able to
You
say, oh, what is
identify
this
their
person
personality
like?
type.
Yes. Before the person walk 2 steps towards you, you already adjust yourself to the kind of personality you're about to receive and all. So I would say getting a training is part of the most important aspect of it, because
True.
you can't know it all.
True.
And the last one,
And then number 5.
yes, is this one applies mostly to small business owners. No customer record.
Mm.
A lot of people just allow customers to walk in and out of their organizations with no record,
No database.
no data, no nothing. Like, you can't remember the person that came to your shop last week. No information about the person. Then how do you work on customer loyalty, customer retention? Like, if you decide to run a customer loyalty program, like, who are you trying to contact? Who are you trying to call back? Or you go and start doing ads again, hoping that they will come
Mm.
back and identify themselves and tell you, oh, I'm one of your new
Yeah.
customers. No, it doesn't work that way, because even when I started my own businesses, as little as it was, I had a notebook where, first of all, I had, in the customer pyramid, you have potential customers, customers in the buy mode, and customers. I have a notebook where I have customers that look potential to me. I look at the person and say, like, if I keep talking to this person will buy one day.
We'll buy.
And then I have customers, once you buy, I put it down, and I have record of exactly what you bought. Because it's when I want to market another thing to you, I look at it and be like, okay, if you bought this, it simply means that you like things like this, or maybe I can offer you this in future. Now, I had, before I left Nigeria, I had a nail technician for over 7 years. And I was one of the oldest customer he has, because when he was talking to other people, he was like, I started with him when he had no shop till he grew a big. So when we were discussing, I said, when I started with you, I was paying 300 naira for my nails. I watched you grow. I paid 1,000, paid 1,500, paid 2K, started paying, paid 5K. I can't believe I pay up to 8K to you now as you keep growing. So now I ask, what kept me to him? It's not because he's so fantastic. He has made me angry so many times. There are times I went to his shop and I'm so angry. But while this guy has a record of all his customers, he will call you after 2 months to ask you, I haven't seen you in the past 2 months. The last time you were at my shop was last 3 months. Is that nail on your finger hasn't fallen off? And I'm like, why are you tracking me? He said, you can't be carrying that nails for 3 months. Come and change it, even if you still have it on. I'm like, I don't have money. Say, come, we'll figure it out. But I want you to look paying. I can't. So I'm like, how do you keep tracking me? Like, he keeps tracking me. He knows the last time I visited. He knows when I need to change
It's just like all of these online tools that if you buy anything from any of these online shops, Konga, Jumia, Amazon,
Yes.
it's like they're tracking you, everything you bought, everything that you need that is in line with what you bought.
Yes.
They keep coming and coming and coming.
Yes.
And once they put themselves in your face, over time, when you want to buy, you definitely will
It's
go
like they're
back to
chasing
them.
you everywhere.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, if I eventually travel and have to make my nails, sometimes I feel like if I come back, he's going to catch me. I'll just be like, don't worry, if I go back to Lagos, I'll go to my customer. Because I don't want to answer the query of how did I go somewhere to do it. Because if at all I say it's cheaper, he will tell you I'll do it free. Like he has actually had a case where I said, I don't have money. You can never convince me to do it. I will never do it. He said, I'll do it for free. Now, I did it for free, but I'm like, you've put me on a tight corner because I felt the need to come back again. But
Yes.
why was he able to achieve all those things? Because he has record. Every month, I expect a happy new month from him, to the point that I even call him to say, why haven't you tell me happy new month? Because even if nobody tells me happy new month, my next technician will tell me happy new month.
Yes.
My next technician will wish me happy birthday. So I know that everyone I knew around me that knows me then, I've taken all of them to him. Like I have practical. So I feel like you need to have a record, because when you want to create an offer or do anything, you have people to give it to.
Yeah.
You have people who have had a test of your product. And another thing I even want to say in this last one is one-time purchase for me is equals to forever relationship.
Say that again.
One-time purchase.
One-time purchase is equal to forever relationship.
So if a customer makes one purchase, it is a ground for you to hold them forever. Do not let it slide. Whether it's online, if you buy something from me online, I stay in your business. I comment on your pictures. If you share something aside for, I repost it. I want to sell in your business. Like, I want to keep myself in your mind. I want you to remember me always. I had a vendor who I always buy something from. So after a year, I never bought anything from her. So I later shouted her up to buy something from her. After, when she was about to deliver, I sent my details. She was like, it's like you are my customer. It's like you've bought something from me before. I felt
Can you
really
imagine?
bad. I'm like, I've always bought something from you all this while. So because there was a gap, I told myself, that is it. Like, that is it. After
This one doesn't care.
Like, how can you? It's like you are my customer. So, and again, after I left Nigeria, most of the vendors I bought things from felt like this is a lost customer. Sometimes I feel bad. I'm like, really, I still buy things from Nigeria. In fact, I buy and keep and cheap. So many people don't know. A lot of things I still use here are still from Nigeria, ranging from wigs, clothes, like almost everything. I get them from Nigeria. But I'm like, okay, if you feel like I'm lost, I'll leave you to be. Since you feel like maybe me traveling. Because why? Let's even say, sometimes I'm like, let's even say I traveled. But I've been a customer for years. So don't you think people still come to ask me questions? And maybe I would have recommended you.
Yes.
And all. But no.
I see the thing I learned at the earlier stage when I started customer service. Someone mentioned, it was my coach that mentioned and said, a customer who has bought from you before is a hot customer, meaning that one is she already knows you. You don't need to do too much marketing on that one anymore.
Exactly.
Just introduce because she has dealt with you.
Customer who was consistently buying from you.
Yes. It's just very easy to sell to. It's easier to sell to the people who have bought from you before than to sell to someone who has not bought from you before.
Yeah. So I would say you have to keep a track of your customers. In fact, because then I was operating a small business back then, so I always have a notebook where I have name, phone number, the item you bought, and your birthday and everything. So even in my office then, sometimes they say I'll buy a chocolate and bring it and say, it's my customer's birthday. What did he bought? Maybe he bought one earring from me a long time ago. It's quite funny. People laugh, but the person be like, have you given me something? My customer is giving me something. Like, have you given me something? And it helps me. Like, each time I go through the books, I remember all the customers. I have their names. For me, they are potential customers for tomorrow. So sometimes I intentionally, when I want to sell another thing, I harness them again because there are people who have tested my product, they've seen what I can offer, and they understand the business. So I encourage business owners to keep a record of all their customers. If not for follow-up and anything, customers too can lie, so you keep your own record. Have a documentation of the process, and Although I will not talk about that one because this one applies more to big organizations where customers can say something against
can sue you,
and you have to keep evidence of all the transactions and everything. But at least for small business owners, where you are still trying to build customers and all. For example, on social media, if a customer buys something worth up to 200 and something thousand from you, and you didn't even care to follow back. Like sometimes I'm like, are you even stingy with follow back as a small business owner?
Something that is free. In fact, you need to follow that person because if he can buy from you today,
if he can pay so amount of money, you can't even follow back and say, let me follow this person and keep a track. Stay on the person's business. But,
and just show some appreciation. Wow. You've if businesses that join today follow all of these 4 things, I can tell you it will double their profits.
Yeah, because
if they can just go back, start from your database and start doing all of these things that Chidima just mentioned now, all of these things would help, double, if not triple, the bottom line of any business that would judiciously follow this. But just to mention so that I don't lose track, I have a free PDF sheet, and it's on what the blue chip organizations know that small businesses don't know, what in customer service that they do. And let me give you a hint. It is in this year number 5 on building a database. Very key. But it's a free PDF sheet. If anyone who's here who wants it, just go on my bio. You see, you also mentioned on sending people to buy. Go on my bio. You would see a link that you can go there and get it for free.
It's something is encouraged. I'm just saying for when they ask in DM.
Yes. But on cases like this, it's fine. Go on my bio.
Because customers will visit your page when you are not around.
True.
Yeah.
Go on my bio. You can get that PDF. It's for free, and it will help you check on what customers know that small businesses need, what big businesses know about customers that small business owners need to know. And thank you to Chidima. Please, if you are here, don't be stingy on your follow. Follow Chidima because she has shared with us my Customer Service Hub.
Yes.
Am I correct? NG.
Yes.
My Customer Service Hub, NG. If you follow her, you definitely see stuff. And a lot of what she talked about today are all in her timeline. You can go there and get. You have anything that you want to share that people need to know that they can follow, that they can get from you, Chidima?
For now, I will say I just spend my time posting helpful tips on my page. Although I still have offers in future, but I'm still like, as a researcher, sometimes we take our time. But for now, you can follow my page. I rarely make videos, but sometimes I find time to create helpful videos that will help your businesses. Yes.
Thank you so much, Chidima. You've been an awesome help. Thank you. Even though short notice, I just bumped on you. I said, Chidima has content. Come, let's go and share it to the world. People need to hear. And you jumped on this. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I look forward to us working better, more in the next future. And hopefully I'll bring you on my podcast, CS Experience Podcast, to come and share. We'll have time to talk, at length on all of the things that you are doing. And if you have not heard this before, let me be the first to tell you, you are doing a good job. The world is watching.
Thank
At least I'm observing. And I know that there are many more people like me who are observing. I tell people that, somebody said they just followed you. Fantastic.
Thank you.
So if you didn't get anything from this program, you got one follower. Let me tell you, the lady who joined us in the last episode of this program, immediately after we finished, somebody chatted me up and said, I need a training. I need that lady to come and do a training for my people.
Oh, wow.
And boom, boom, the thing happened like that. So I believe there's enough room for all of us to thrive. Even though we're all in this space, there's room for everybody. There's room for you. There's room for me. And we will do better by collaborating.
Yes. I look forward to more collaborations in future. It was nice having me, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for
the work you
coming.
are doing. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Well done. Do have a nice day. And thank you to everyone who joined us, who watched, and everyone who's going to watch this later, and those who are going to listen to this on the CS Experience podcast, because we're going to repurpose this wherever you're listening. Check out my Customer Service Hub NG. You can follow Chidima there. You can also follow me at Ashegumana everywhere. We look forward to working with you very soon. Have a nice afternoon.
Thank you.
Pleasant day.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.